There's this new type of crypto that is completely taking the world by storm. And I'm not talking about those dumbass meme tokens you see everywhere. Those exist, but I'm talking about DeFi 2.0, specifically crypto DAOs. More specifically, OlympusDAO and all of its forks. In this video, I'm going to be covering a new DAO that has recently launched on the Binance Smart Chain known as Metaverse PRO. I'm going to be talking about what it is, what they do, the kind of potential it has, and whether it's really worth all the buzz. What's up guys, my name is Sam, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, joining the team where we cover all things money related with the goal to help you make more money. Now, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is all just for entertainment purposes only. Now, what is a crypto DAO? A DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization, which basically means that there is no centralized governing body that oversees all the decision making with regards to that protocol. Any kind of new projects, any kind of new initiatives, how they manage and allocate the funds of the treasury, all of those decisions are relayed over to all of the people who actually hold the tokens and for them to cast their vote on whether or not they want it or not. So everybody who holds the token has a real measurable effect on the decisions the protocol makes. This is how it becomes trustless and decentralized. Now, Metaverse Pro is a new type of DAO that is a fork of the OlympusDAO, which is essentially a decentralized reserve currency protocol that is backed by a basket of assets in the treasury. Now, why do these protocols even exist? Cryptocurrencies are incredibly volatile, and a lot of people who trade cryptocurrencies don't want to be subject to that volatility once they make their profits or want to sit on the sidelines. But instead of cashing out into their fiat currency and sending it over to their bank, which takes a long time, instead they could transfer all their funds into a stable coin such as USDC or USDT, which is pegged to the US dollar in order to protect themselves from any of the volatility and then jump back in whenever they want. The problem with all these stable coins is that they are pegged to the US dollar, which is a depreciating asset. Ever since we moved away from the gold standard, we can print money from thin air, and that is exactly what's been happening. Trillions of dollars were printed in 2020 alone, and this is depreciating the value of the dollar. So instead, much like how gold used to back the US dollar, these protocols are aiming to build a treasury with a basket of assets that can back their currency. However, these protocols, instead of just keeping all the profits that they could make, instead pass on all those profits to all the stakers and all the investors. This is where the insanely high APY of some of these protocols come in. Metaverse Pro, at the time of recording this video, has a 489,000% APY.
Oh my God! Wow!
Now, it's this insanely high APY that has predominantly driven all of this volume and traffic towards these DAOs and have made them the talk of the town. Now, the function of these protocols and the ins and outs of how it actually works can get a little bit tricky and confusing, so I'll leave a link to a video down below that explains more specifically how DAOs work, as the scope of this video covers what Metaverse Pro is and what they're aiming to achieve with their project. Now, with so many forks of OlympusDAO popping up everywhere, Metaverse Pro sticks out in a couple of new ways. Number one, they are listed on the Binance Smart Chain, which means investors could enter with very little gas fees. Ethereum is notorious for having really stupid gas fees that are insanely high. A kid who wants to invest $80 into a token ends up getting neutered with a $150 gas fee, and he just says it and doesn't even bother. Avalanche is also slowly beginning to experience a surge in gas fees with more and more people pouring onto its network. Binance Smart Chain not only has insanely low gas fees, making it very cheap and easy for people to jump into a project, but almost everybody is on Binance, with Binance being the #1 exchange in the world. Now, one thing I always look for is what is trending and what is hot. That's where all the volume is going to go. Now, ever since Mark Zuckerberg decided to rebrand Facebook as Meta and started deploying thousands of employees to start working and building out the Metaverse cryptocurrencies have absolutely exploded. Everyone knows that the Metaverse is the future. That's where everything is headed. The merging of reality with augmented and virtual reality to form the Metaverse is going to drastically change today's social and economic landscape. That's why all of these crypto projects that are jumping into the Metaverse are absolutely skyrocketing in value. Decentraland, Sandbox, Axie Infinity, just to name a few. Couple that with DAOs now absolutely exploding, with DeFi 2.0 just completely taking the crypto world by storm with insanely high APYs, and you mix the Metaverse with a DAO and you get Metaverse Pro, which aims to be the reserve currency for the Metaverse and GameFi. Now, there are predominantly two main ways you can make money off of Metaverse Pro. The first is to bond. A bond is basically where people can purchase Meta at a discounted price, provided they purchase with a very specific asset. This asset is then placed into the treasury, and the investors return their equivalent Meta vested over a period of 5 days. Provided that the market price of each Meta token doesn't fall below the bond price, by the time all of your bond is completely vested, you will be in profit. The second way is just by staking. This is purchasing Meta either through a bond or on an exchange, and then staking that in order for you to generate a very large return via the APY. Now, buying Meta is really easy. The first way you can do it is just by simply going on KuCoin or Binance or whatever exchange you use and purchase BNB. You then send that BNB over to your MetaMask wallet and then hop on over to PancakeSwap and swap out your BNB for Meta. From there, you move on to Metaverse Pro website, you connect your wallet, you approve staking, and then you stake however much Meta you want to stake. Metaverse Pro also owns over 98% of all of its liquidity, meaning that the protocol is the one that is predominantly collecting all of the fees and then passing that on to its investors by way of staking. At the time of recording this video, there's roughly 876 days of runway. This means that provided the treasury receives no more additional income, they can still maintain this APY and pay out all of the stakers for 876 days. They have over $2.3 million worth of risk-free value of treasury assets, and their market cap is currently sitting at 115 million. Now, I've personally only invested about $2,000 into the project, where the value of each Meta token was between $105 and $114. I've since accumulated, just from staking alone, roughly 3.5 Meta, which at the time of recording this video is valued around $1,800. However, since I initially invested, each Meta token appreciated in value to almost 5 times its market price when I bought in. At the time of filming this, and by the time I'm done editing, it's gonna be 2 different numbers. So I'll put the profit like up here. And this has roughly just been within the span of 12 days. Now guys, we've seen time and time again, a lot of these DAOs actually get rugged. There is a massive rug pull and people lose a lot of their money. Now, these crypto DAOs are not without risk. Okay, this isn't even an investment vehicle. This is more of a social financial experiment predicated on game theory. I personally would only put in money I'm comfortable losing. And then once you accrue enough to pull out your initial investment, do so and just let the profits run. That is a very, very safe and easy way for you to actually expose yourself to the project and the protocol without actually having way too much invested. This video is not sponsored by Metaverse Pro. This is just a project that I came across after doing my own research and that I'm personally invested in. I don't know how this thing will pan out. It could be the next big thing that'll just make all the investors millionaires, or it could just be another rug. I don't know, and that is why I only would put in money that I'm comfortable with losing. Guys, always make sure to do your own research. Never just blindly invest into anything based off of what someone says on YouTube, what someone says on Reddit, what someone says on Twitter, what someone says really anywhere. Always do your own research and make sure you make informed decisions with your own risk tolerance in mind. I personally have a much more aggressive approach when it comes to investing and trading, but that's just me and what I like to do. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below and any crypto projects that you are potentially looking at.